Hello friends, in last video we looked at abstraction using abstract classes. In this video we will look at interface. An interface is a collection of methods and all the methods of an interface are abstract by default. An interface can contain constants, default and static methods. If you declare a field in an interface, that field is by default public, static and final. A class implements an interface and an interface extends an interface. Let's look at this with an example. Here I will create an interface by name pen. So this is an interface pen. Let's declare a method write in an interface. So as said, this declared method is abstract by default. You can write abstract keyword here, or you can leave it, but this method would be public and abstract by default. Now let's try to implement this pen in a class. For that we need to create a class which would implement this interface pen. Let's do it in a new file. Let's create a new class by name test pen. We'll have a main method here, and in this we'll create an implementing class InkPen, which implements pen interface. So to implement an interface, to use implements keyword. So here it's giving an error and it says that InkPen must implement the inherited abstract method pen.write. So let's add that in unimplemented method. And let's try to provide some implementation. We'll just print InkPen here. InkPen must override all the abstract methods or all the methods which are declared in a pen interface. Similarly, you can have different pen, like we'll take one more pen, ballpoint pen, which implements pen interface. Again here you need to implement the write method or you need to override the write method. Here we will try to print ballpoint pen. Similarly, you can have different types of pens and you need to provide the implementation accordingly, like gel pen, etc. Now we'll test these by creating the instances of these ink pen and ballpoint pen. We'll have a reference of pen and let's point it to ink pen. So here we are creating an instance of ink pen class and pointing the pen interface reference to ink pen. So when you call the write method of a pen, it should write ink pen on the console. Now let's point this pen reference to ballpoint pen and let's try to call the write method. Here it should call the write method of ballpoint pen and it should print ballpoint at the console. So we declare an interface which is the abstraction, and depending upon to which implemented class or implementing class the interface reference points, the particular write method, either write of an ink class or a ballpoint class, would be called and it would be executed accordingly. Let's execute this and see the output. In the first case, pen.write, which is pointing to ink pen, prints ink pen, and in second case it would print ballpoint pen. In an interface, you can also declare the variables like string color. Let's declare string color variable. It's giving an error. It says that color may not have been initialized. The final field color may not have been initialized. As we have seen earlier, by default, the variables of an interface are final by default. Also, it is public and static. So in this case, you can write public static final string color equals to blue, or else you can remove these three keywords, and still this color remains public, static, and final. So that's all about the interface, an introduction to interface. In next lecture, we will look at inheritance and different types of inheritance which are provided in Java. Till then, stay tuned. Have a good day and thank you.